Turn the radio.
It's internet. That's fine.
Hey, everybody, ready to start?
What the? Okay, how am I supposed to hold this? Like this?
Yeah, just stay by me.
I'm gonna stay right next to you, Ma. I got you.
So we are live on Tiff and the Punisher, and I'm waiting on Darren, but that's okay. Darren will eventually come on, but in the meantime, I have somebody who's going to help me read because everybody knows that I'm the blind girl on my show. My daughter is going to record this while we're live, and here comes the Punisher! Come on, Darren! Hey, Darren! I can't hear you. It's like we're live at the house, isn't it, Darren? Everything just fucked up.
You got to be able to hear me.
Hold on.
Thumbs up, you can hear me? Perfect. All right.
Talk, Darren. I still can't hear you. Can you hear me? Shake your head. Just stay on, okay? All right, go. We're about to begin. Like I said, my daughter's going to be recording me, and we're about to have a good show. But as you can see, if my daughter can turn the phone, the police didn't show up. CPS didn't show up. Nobody wanted to come out and hear the truth today. But that's okay, because that's what we're going to be spitting. The truth about CPS, the truth about these police officers, and the truth about these judges who are running over top of you and violating your constitutional rights. And CPS taking kids without court orders. They are taking kids under the Fourth Amendment, which is a seizure. That is a violation of not only your rights, but your children's rights. They don't care about that. It's called, thank you. It's called, sorry, my daughter took my phone. But it's actually called, and if you go to the American Bar Association, they have a whole program of all this stuff that they're doing, and they're trying to end it. One of them is ending the termination of parental rights because it is considered a civil death penalty. And we have people out here today whose rights were terminated over the most stupidest thing you could ever imagine. Anyway, it's called incentive to separate. They take your children for federal money. There is no money in kinship. I want people to understand that. They make no federal money if a child is placed in kinship. Did Darren have something to say? You have something to say, Darren? Shake your head, yes or no. I guess not. I thought he had something to say. My bad. Not only are they violating your Fourth Amendment rights, They violate your First Amendment rights. Your First Amendment right to associate with your own family, your children, your mother, your father, your grandparents, because CPS will tell you that none of them are good enough to take your children because they can't pass drug tests. They lie about the drug tests. I have a girl here right now whose drug tests were all negative, but yet the place that did her drug test said she was positive. And I'm going to ask her to come up here and speak in a few minutes. Would you like to come up now? Yeah, she said now. I also consider this, she's a little girl to me because she's only a year older than my youngest daughter. So I call her my little girl. She'll come up in a minute. She's actually on her phone. Now, when CPS comes, the rights you have to know are your First Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, your Fifth Amendment, and your 14th Amendment. You have to know these so well that you can ramble them off like I can. They came to my house one night looking for one of my grandsons. And if you go back, all the way back to my channel, you will see me, 12 police officers, and a CPS worker in my yard. And I told her, oh, my other grandkids showed up. That is so sweet.
Can you hold this one? It's black.
They told me that if I did not sign, or my daughter did not sign a safety plan, they were going to take my grandson into custody. And this is what I said to her. You're not taking anybody anywhere. Where's your court order? We ain't got one. Oh, you don't have a court order? You're not taking... Hey, what happened to the mic? You're not taking him anywhere because she has Fourth Amendment rights, Fifth Amendment rights, 14th Amendment rights, and do I need to continue? She said no. I told him to get off my property. I'm 5'4". I was in my nightgown. They told me they weren't going anywhere. But let me tell you what happened. They left. No child, no warrant, no nothing. This is how you handle CPS. They come to the front door, you go out the back door. They show up with the police can't do anything. They can't even remove a child off private property with a removal order. They are not allowed to. The only time a child can be taken is if they have an affidavit of truth. Well, they can't have an affidavit of truth if they did not see it firsthand. An allegation is not a crime, but to CPS and the judges, it's a crime. And when they take your kid and they don't let you come to court because, here we go again, a 14th Amendment violation, you are supposed to be notified. They don't want to notify you because they're lying about you. You look like a terrible parent on paper. Then when you get to court, you don't stand a chance because guess what? CPS beat you to the courthouse and made you look like a monster. You could slap your child and they're going to tell them that you beat this kid almost to death. Therefore, there's imminent danger and the child needs to be removed. You will not know what your allegations are because CPS isn't going to give you any of their paperwork. The courts aren't going to give it to you because they don't want you to know the lies that they told. That is a 14th Amendment violation. You have a right to due process. You have a right to face your accuser under the 6th Amendment. And you also have the right to privacy. They violate every single right that is here in the Constitution. So everybody needs to, one, download the Constitution of the United States. Because that is the law of the land. These judges are not above the law. We are not above the law. The president is not above the law. Nobody. And let me tell you, I don't know how many of you all are out here that have had a judge tell you that the Constitution doesn't apply. Let them tell you. You smile and walk out, go to uscourts.gov, download the file that says criminal complaint. Because the minute a judge tells you that, they have just broken the law and they have now lost their immunity. They can be arrested and you can sue them. They think they're untouchable. But I'm here to tell you, as long as my name is Tiffany Wise, you will always be able to count on me.
Amen.
I'm out of breath.
Get a drink of water. Somebody get her water.
Yeah, great.
Not only that, these courts know they're violating your rights, but they want to oppress you, right? They're going to tell you, don't listen to Tiffany Wise. She's nothing but trouble. You fucking right, I'm trouble. I'm trouble for them, not you.
Damn right.
My kids are here. Where does Sade go? Come here.
Come on, West.
Come on. They're fine. See, be tight. When do y'all go watch them?
Yeah, here comes AJ.
This one right here, this is my oldest daughter. This is the one they came for that night.
Come on.
My daughter has PTSD,
Excuse me.
just like many of you, and I get very emotional about that.
Okay.
Their main goal is to divide and separate. We all need to become united as one and tell them that we the people are pissed the fuck off, and if you can't do your job, then you need to step away. That goes for City Council, the judges, the prosecutors, and CPS. What's the back of my shirt say?
Come on, baby. Turn it around.
CPS, we're coming
In the
for
mic.
you. Oh,
In the mic.
CPS, we're coming for you.
I'm coming for you. I told him that night. I'm coming for CPS, child support, the police department, and family court. And I meant what I said. My kids are here. And they will each tell you when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
No, that's right.
Let me see if Darren has anything to say. How you doing, Darren? Can you hear me? Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you. I can hear you very well.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear
Darren
you very
couldn't
well.
make it. His car broke
Yes,
down.
I
I
can.
told him, don't worry about it. We'll have another rally. And he can come down then. But Darren
We will.
is the
We're going to go
Punisher.
all across this country.
And I met Darren after I brought him on my show. And he hit me back and was like, Tiff, we need to do a show together. And I was like, okay. He said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to educate people on their constitutional rights. And I want people to understand that CPS is corrupt. But more importantly, I wanted to have fun. Because there's no better fun for me than to watch CPS, the judges, and the police want to pick straws to deal with this blonde bitch. And that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Frederick County Sheriff's Department doesn't like me. The first thing I ask them when they roll up on my property is, what the fuck do you want? I don't play no games with them. They're not ready for me. 3 judges. I threatened to sue one of them. She won't hear another case with my name on it. The second judge, he gonna be smart. Thank you, Ms. Wise, for teaching me the law. Obviously, somebody needed to teach him the law because he didn't even know it. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. If it's good for us, it's good for them. Whew, I'm out of breath. I am so out of breath.
You need to sip on your water.
I want to thank everybody too that came out today. Especially my kids, because my oldest daughter, that was a surprise. That's why I'm still tearing up about it. But I see people are holding up signs. Can y'all make sure that you get the signs? We got t-shirts on. This is just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
This should not happen in the United States of America. Parents have the fundamental rights, not the state, not the courts, not CPS. We have the fundamental rights. Look at how many days it's been. Sad. Bring Kaysen home. Why was Kaysen taken? Because CPS thought mom wasn't good enough. Sad. Who the hell are the courts to decide who's good enough to be a parent? Right? The Supreme Court of the United States has already said, and I can listen to me. They can't get around me. They can't go over me. They can't go under me. I got the proof. Okay? And people that have been coming to my house, they've seen the proof. I got it. They're going to get it. Nobody has the right. There's only two ways a child can be removed from a home: imminent danger and exigent circumstances, which means life or limb. Not because you spanked your kid, not because dad walked out with mom while child is in protective custody. And now all of a sudden the state says you failed to protect. The child wasn't even there. Are you kidding me? These people, it's all about the money. If you follow the money, you will see what I'm talking about. Doesn't take rocket science. And I really am glad that the American Bar Association has come to its senses, because every lawyer and every judge is part of the bar. Okay, it's a fraternity, and they all drink from the same water cooler. But apparently, the American Bar Association has said that they want to end terminating parental rights, which I personally believe is a good thing, because kids need to know where they come from. And when kids are adopted and they're not adopted by family, just imagine, if you can, the hole that's in their heart. It's sad. It's so sad that I get very emotional about it. Well, look at this little guy. Hi. Oh, look at him. Oh, he was cute. I also want you all to download the Bill of Rights, because if you did not know this, and I learned this when I took a course in the Constitution, which Annette saw, the Bill of Rights is a restraining order against the government. Wow, that was a fun fact for me. I'm like, oh, I love the Bill of Rights. Now I can really insert it. So this is what I tell my parents. Since CPS doesn't understand adult language, download the kiddie version and post it on your front door. I have the kiddie version because I teach my kids and my grandkids what their rights are, because you can best believe this family does not play that. And they learn that the hard way. Are you hanging in there, Darren? I feel so bad for Darren. He wanted to be here today.
I'm definitely here.
Okay. So the next thing is I want everybody to download the United States Government Manual. Because in that manual, if you go all the way down, there's an organizational chart. And you will see how it works, right? Because there's only one true law in Virginia. And it's right here. It's called the Virginia Constitution. That's the law. Codes, statutes, they're not laws. And I can back that up too. But the superior law of the land is the big Constitution, right? That tells these fools where they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. But if you've dealt with CPS, the family courts, and the police, they act like that thing doesn't even exist. So, download the United States Government Manual, because that is their playbook. So when you get to the organizational chart, it's going to start at the very bottom. Local law, state law, federal law, constitutional law, and then natural law, right? Your natural law is your God-given rights, okay? So we only live by two laws in the United States. Do no harm Don't damage people's property. That's the way you break the law, the true law. Now, so once you see all that, you are to write your name in between where it says the Constitution, and I didn't bring it with me, but you write your name because it is we the people who are the government. And I've had people say, "Oh, Tiffany, yeah, you're so anti-government," and I laugh. I'm like, obviously you don't know who the government is, because if you truly knew that, you would know we're the government, not the government. It's we the people. Read my pants. We the people. It's on the front and the back of me. It's us. Now, after you do that, I want everybody to go to SSA 1101 D as in dog. That states, no government agency can remove a child without the permission of the parent. Oh, they forgot to tell you that. Yeah, because they want to keep people oppressed. And the way to oppress people is keep them from being educated. And guess what?
Amen.
Everybody that knows me, right down to the president of the NAACP, knows, come on up here, Mike, knows that I'm not going to let that happen.
Mhm.
So this is my president. Come here, Mike. This is the president of the NAACP here. And I'm going to let him talk so I can get something to drink because I'm out of breath and I'm tired. How about it?
Good afternoon, everybody. Just want to say we're here to help people. Tiffany is our legal redress committee chair. Basically, your civil rights to be protected. That's what we're trying to do. I didn't prepare for speech, but this is important to know your rights. It's important to reach out to get help when you need help. In speak, we do fight for everything. That's all I can basically say, But I want to thank Tiffany for the work that she's doing.
I'm Mike's problem child. I'll just put that out there. I'll be like, Mike, you are not going to believe what happened today. He's like, okay, Tiffany, just calm down. He knows I'm telling him the truth.
Keep going.
Yeah, I'm everybody's problem child.
No, it's
Oh, thank you.
a good problem to have.
Yeah. So,
We get it, honest.
Right. Your kids get it on it.
yeah, and my kids are like, yeah, we're all that way.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Don't cut from the same
Oh,
cloth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Radcliffe.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any questions for me that I can answer? Maybe. But I also want everybody to go to mine and Darren's YouTube channel. It's Tiffin the Punisher. You go very far. And subscribe, because they're shadow banning us because we're teaching and educating parents. And that's sad, because we have the First Amendment right to speak. The government doesn't like it either. I've had advocates that have been put in jail for this. So I also want you to know that the advocates that are on there, some are good, some are bad. I know who they are. I don't need to get into it. You find out on your own. Just know that when we put our faces out here, we are targets. We're targets for the police. We're targets for the judges. We're targets for CPS. And they will come after. Even lawyers have been disbarred because CPS has written bad things about them and they can no longer practice law. But I got a little trick for that too. The United States Supreme Court said everybody should know the law. And guess what? You can never be charged with unauthorized use of unauthorized practice of law because it is a common right. These people are not ready for me. I'm telling you. And I want every single person that's watching me, that's here today, to get a backbone like me. And you walk up in that court. Uh-oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh, yeah, let me get my cup. Let me get my cup. Let me get
Hey,
my
your
cup.
Slurpee's gone.
Oh,
Yeah. Everybody okay?
Yep.
Got a little bit of wind out here today.
no. This one, why? Give me the cups. Give me the cups.
I want everybody to understand that the Declaration of Independence is very clear. It says all men are created equal. That means you're just as equal to a judge, a prosecutor, a CPS worker, the next person. It doesn't matter. It does not say because she's a judge, she's higher on the totem pole than you. No. And you know what? We need to start sticking their feet to the fire. The next time a judge, like I said before, the next time a judge tells you that the Constitution does not belong or they don't listen to the Constitution, you leave, right? Just smile. That's what I do. I smile at them because I know they're lying. They also will tell you that the Supreme Court doesn't rule their courtroom. I had a judge tell me that, and I said, oh, okay. Yeah. He was so mad at me that he was like, I'm denying your whole petition. I said, great. I'll see you in federal court. Now wait a minute, Ms. Wise, come back here. We're not done. Of course we're not done because you're an Article 1 judge and he's an Article 3 judge. And he will dig in your ass. Now, I got some stuff to read, but I need my eyeglass girl up here.
She flirting. She said, girl.
All right. You want to go take my moment while I get ready.
She thinks she's just hot shit. Flirting. I was like, Uncle Stevie will get you through.
Just give us 1 second. We're trying to get organized.
Aaron left.
That's okay. He'll be back.
He'll be
Or he's watching it. It's okay. So happy you came.
Yeah, I'm crying.
But you made me cry.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, she's coming.
My bad.
Read this one first, and then
Let me know when you're ready.
we're live.
Okay. Under the 9th and 10th Amendments, states are prohibited from taking a fundamental right, such as the fundamental right to direct the care, upbringing, and education of their children, or the right to travel, which is part of the liberty interest protected by the 14th Amendment's Due Process Clause, and transform it into a privilege that requires a license, such as a driver's license or birth certificate, for a fee. The right to travel, parental rights, and freedom of movement are not privileges. The United States Constitution guarantees certain fundamental liberties to all. No, states cannot treat these fundamental liberties as if they are something that has to be earned or purchased. They cannot turn them into privileges that require licensing or fees.
Hold on.
Do you want to stand?
Now remember, I said the Constitution. Okay, everybody needs to read the Constitution because you'll find all these little trinkets that they don't want you to know. So here's another one for you.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't know.
So I like it.
Yes.
Thank you. There you go. Just this first page or all the pages?
Both pages, only 2. Oh, might be 3.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. The Supremacy Clause, Article 6, Clause 2, in Howlett versus Rose, 496 U.S. 356, 1990. It was established that the Supremacy Clause forbids state courts to dissociate themselves from federal law because of disagreement with its content or a refusal to recognize the superior authority of its source. See Mondu versus New York. Therefore, under its authority, constitute the supreme law of the land and thus take priority over any conflicting state laws. It additionally provides that state courts are bound by and state constitutions subordinate to the supreme law. Additionally, under federal law, which is applicable to all states, the U.S. Supreme Court stated that if a court is without authority, its judgments and orders are regarded as nullities. Article 6, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution, which reads, "This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding." Thus, a Supreme Court ruling can be binding on state courts if involving a constitutional issue. Not only does the federal government have express powers under the U.S. Constitution, it also has implied powers or powers not specifically mentioned in the Constitution. Now, this was the decision in the landmark Supreme Court case of McCullough versus Maryland. For example, the Constitution does not expressly mention the right to privacy or the right of people to adopt or seek an abortion. However, these rights can be inferred by the Constitution itself or from the latter amended Bill of Rights. The senators and representatives and the members of the several state legislatures and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath of affirmation to support the Constitution.
Heard that wish you didn't.
Oh, you want me to read something?
Right here.
Look, I'm just reading.
Now, if you don't believe that these people have to take the oath, this is the one they take in Virginia. This right here.
Right, let me read that. Sure.
You got this.
Yeah.
Okay, Section 7, which is the oath or affirmation. All officers elected or appointed under or pursuant to this Constitution shall, before they enter on the performance of their public duties, severally, is that what that says?
Throw you guys in the blind.
Oh, never mind, forget you. It does say severally. Take and subscribe to the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States. I guess we should raise our right hand. And the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia. And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge all the duties incumbent upon me as whatever, according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
And what does that say?
Yes, Virginia, the Constitution applies in family court too.
Amen.
Virginia judges, what are y'all waiting for? Do we need to start filing these with court orders? Because apparently Virginia was scoped out for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing that everyone at this rally knows why.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn what I've learned, you will walk in that courtroom and take control. Now, on another couple videos, my son, this dude right here,
Como esto.
walked in CPS involving her and held the phone up and said to the CPS worker, "You agreed to be recorded or this isn't happening." That bitch was so scared of my son. She's like, "Okay, yeah, okay." And all those videos are on there too. They lied. They told her it didn't matter what her child ate. He didn't eat anything. She's just a helicopter mom. Sorry, mama. She's just a helicopter mom. But anyway, she took him because she's a helicopter mom. I went with her. And this little Fuck it. Nurse Lexi got fired. I got you fired, Lexi. And I make a mention to say that every time I go on my show because I want her to come after me because I'm going to sue her fucking ass for lying.
And then get beat up.
Anyway,
No.
she said she had an 18-month-old child in her emergency room that was quote unquote stoned off her gorge. Now, the CPS worker was so fucking stupid that she let slip who's fucking said it. So I called the hospital. I called the fire department. They pulled up all his medical charts and was like, yeah. We're going to have a conversation about when it's appropriate to call CPS and when it's not. Yeah, because 2 doctors released him. So anyway, I get to the hospital and I can sniff out CPS workers like most of y'all can sniff out the cops. I sniff out CPS workers. And the first thing she said to my daughter was, you're going to sign a safety plan or we're going to take the baby into custody. And I said, aren't those voluntary? Oh, yeah. They are. Do not sign a safety plan. A safety plan is nothing but a plea bargain. You just signed your own plea bargain saying you were guilty of whatever they charged you with or they accused you of, I should say. Safety plans are nothing. Don't sign a safety plan. Remember, they're voluntary. Anyway, once I said that, she said yes. Well, she kept on because I told her that we weren't signing the safety plan. And finally, Mike's gone, but I even called the president of the NAACP and he told her to leave. Well, she got mad because she kept on and I said, look, man, I'm the grandmother. I'm her mother. I'm his grandmother. We're not signing anything. So she got mad. She walked out. Doctor comes in, says, I'm releasing him, da-da-da-da-da. We leave. I walk in my house and tell my husband, CPS is on their way. He said, when? I said, right now. So this chick called the police and said, we have a child that was exposed to CBD. Grandma's in the way. We need to go take this child. So 12 police officers, a CPS worker, and now me in my front yard. I told them they wasn't going nowhere, or I told them they weren't taking anybody anywhere, that they needed to leave. And I know I said this earlier. So let me tell you, if you watch my videos, I marched them out of my driveway in my nightgown at 10:30 at night and told them all they needed a lesson in the Constitution. And they do. Because the police are only there to intimidate you. The police can't do anything. They can't do shit. And if you watch my video with the sergeant, that was a trip. Oh, I told him the only reason that they were there was to protect her. And guess what? He admitted it. Yeah, well, we're here to protect her because some people, you know, they put their hands on her. I'm not going to put my hands on a CPS worker. I'd rather watch you wiggle and squirm like a worm on a hook. How beautiful. I'd rather watch you squirm like a worm on a hook than put my hands on you because I know that's what you want. You want to put me in jail. Oh, and by the way, when you go in there and start inserting your constitutional rights, if they put you in jail, that's a reason to sue them because you cannot go to jail for invoking your constitutional rights. This is my youngest granddaughter. Ain't she pretty? I'm surprised she ain't crying. Sure, mommy. So, does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Can I have my niece back? That's my question.
Don't let her put her mouth on the
I'm
mic.
not gonna let her put her mouth on the mic. Oh my God, helicopter mom, and I'm her mom. Are you kidding me?
Can you review one more time the process to file a criminal complaint?
Okay, so hold on, let me hand the baby off. So the website you go to is uscourts.gov. You're going to go to the little menu sign. I guess, I don't know. It's on one of them. You're going to go down to forms. There's going to come up criminal and civil. The first one you want to do is go down to criminal complaint. Now, I've also told parents, this is so evil. I said, take that shit to court with you and then ask the judge and the prosecutor or the CPS worker whose name goes there. Your name, the judge's name, whose name goes here first? Because they will back the fuck up off of you because now they know you're not playing. Anyway, download the form. Do not put your whole case on there. They don't care about your case. They just want to know what the criminal complaint was. Anytime a judge tells you that the Constitution does not apply, they just levy war against the Constitution and committed treason. Do you understand that? They just levied war on the Constitution and have now committed treason. Then you go to civil forms. Make sure it's non-prisoner because I've had some people hit the prisoner one. You're not in prison. Non-prison civil complaint. That's also where you put your violations, right? We're going to talk about the color of law form next. I just saw Claire and I said, oh, color of law form. Anyway, once you file that, there's also a place on there because it's like $400 to file in federal court. There is a form on there if you're indigent, which means you can't afford to pay the $400. Hell, I can't afford to pay the $400. So fill that out, submit it. Now, everybody needs to go to Google and find color of law form. Now, I love this form. I have 400 copies of it, and won't nobody let me serve their ass because the minute I say it, they tell me, oh, Miss Wise, we're not going to do anything. Yeah. So the color of law form. When you fill out a color of law form, it says your information, their information, and underneath your information, it wants you to put what the constitutional violations are.
It looks good though.
I don't think the box is big enough because you have First Amendment rights being violated, Fourth Amendment rights, Fifth Amendment rights, Sixth Amendment, Seventh Amendment sometimes because you can have a jury trial in a CPS case, but your 14th Amendment. So what that pretty much tells them is you have violated my rights. If you do not stop, I'm going to sue you under 42 USC 1983. And at the very bottom, it says cease and desist, which means you better knock this shit off or the next time you see me, we'll be sitting in front of a federal judge. So color of law form, Google it, print it out, keep it in your phone. So, anybody got any questions?
Section 8. Section 8.
Any questions? Do you want to come talk, Claire? Well, come here, Claire. I got a special little place in my heart for this little girl coming up here now. Whoever sent me Claire's thing on Facebook, I have to say, saved her life. In all honesty, right? We don't know who sent it to me. I have a feeling I know who sent it to me. But anyway, that's not why she's up here. She's up here because this little girl right here had the courage to go in front of Winchester City Council. Don't cry. It's going to be all right. Had the guts, the audacity, not the audacity. They had the audacity but she spoke out, and I'm so proud of her. Oh, don't cry.
You cry, she gonna cry.
Shut up.
And then I'ma cry because it just runs.
So I just want her,
Yeah.
I want everybody to see her because actually she's the one that got this ball rolling. And I definitely want to do more rights rallies. And I want everybody to thank her because she is loud and proud, and so am I, that she's down there. They even told her, what they tell you, they didn't want to hear anymore, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, the attorney for the city council.
Well, that attorney needs to remove his ass from that seat, and the city council does not want to do anything. They need to remove their asses too, because it's we the people that put you there. Don't forget that. Oh yeah, and elections are coming up too. Remember that. Get out and vote. You want to say anything? Go ahead, take it away.
All right, I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. We really appreciate it and the support that we've got from everybody and all the families. I'm so sorry that CPS and DSS and, the court system here has affected the families the way that it has. I know it's really torn my family apart. The things that they've said about me, the things that they've said about my family, it's really, really awful. And it's changed our entire lives. And there's so many people with numbers of days of the kids that have been gone for so long. And that part is really, really life-changing to hear. You hear those dates behind the days, 365, 1,560, 280, mine's up to like 430 something now. And those are days that we don't get back. Time is such a precious thing. And it's one of the most precious gifts you can give anybody because it's priceless. And the things that they've done to our families haven't just been detrimental to us as the parents, it's affected the kids. And we can't change that unless we start speaking up. And I know for my son personally, I would die behind my kid, but I've lived for him too. And that means continuing through the depression and everything that they put you through to make it so that they have a parent to come home to. And we have to continue speaking up. We have to encourage other families to speak up. The more voices that we have, the better. Because if we don't come together, we're just single people, and the ant can't form an anthill by itself. So we have to come together, and we have to really, come together as a community first, and then, take it as far as it goes. But I just want to thank you guys for, working with us and helping yourselves too, because that's basically what it is. You're a voice for yourself. You have one backbone, and it's yours, and you're the only person that's going to have your back for the rest of your life. And nobody else can carry that weight. Nobody else can do it for you. You have to want to fight for them. And if we're fighting for anything outside of our country, it should be our kids. So thank you so much. So we're getting that both taken care of with this, and we want to encourage other families to come out, and the more we have, the better. So thank you guys for all coming today. We have food over here, so you guys are welcome to eat. And I'll let you please get back over.
I love that little girl.
Good job, babe.
I too want to thank everybody for coming out. And I want people to go to my channel. When we go live, you can live chat with us. I do answer questions. Me and Darren both do. Normally, he's got this thing on the computer screen because I can't read. I'm telling you, he thought I was kidding when I said I'm the blind chick. So it's a very emotional day. These t-shirts are just tear me up. Bring Kaylin home, Kaysen home. That just tears me up too. But I do want people to know that the thing you have to have, it took me 8 years to get my kids back. Okay, 8 years. I went to prison. Anyway, it's a long story. Okay. No, I'm not gonna say it now. That's what happens when you bomb a federal building. You go to prison. Okay.
You threatened. You didn't bomb it. You threatened. That's all it was.
Y'all better tell her.
Oh, did y'all?
Okay, we don't want that.
Anyway, so I want everybody to listen to me. The most powerful tool you have in your toolbox is the Constitution. They cannot get around it. they lose their immunity if they tell you it doesn't apply. And I don't know if you voted for Trump or not. I did. But Pam Bondi has told all the administrative law judges that they will no longer be protected if they violate people's civil rights and constitutional rights. We also tell people, go to the DOJ website, file complaints. Go to the FBI website, file the complaints, because Kash Patel even said they will go after the judges, the lawyers, everybody that's violating constitutional rights. Make sure you use what you can. And we're going to wrap it up now. There is food over there if anybody wants some. And I'm going to spend some time with my grandkids that I haven't seen in almost a year. Thank you for coming out. If anybody wants to get in touch with me, I'm on Facebook. Thank you.
Mom,
Thank you.
you be talking to me.
Shut up.
Why are you talking about Anna Gary? Come on, man. I haven't seen her in all my Say I walk. I almost walked.
I'm telling these tears going far away, far away. Oh, one burning to the flames. I'ma keep on running cause the women don't quit Turn these tears go far away, far away. Oh, maybe let's burn into flames. I'ma keep running cause the women don't quit themselves. Teen Hail Marys, I'm not gentle practice. The channel now tell me who's relentless. Big black step difference around the corner. Seven mysterious statements from my persona. 6 10 nights waving in my direction. Bravo asking me what's your profession. I keep credit jumping the advocates, fire hydrants and hazardous focus love on the back of this phenomenal grab on me, rap on me, trap on me, live on me, breathe for me, sing for me, gotta me, I can be more than I gotta be still for me, not for me, nation, hypocrisy.
Somebody gonna pick me up for me. I don't want to walk away to my house. You know my mama knew.
We got First Street.